let's talk YouTube for a moment. Well, it's going to be longer for a moment, but all right. So hopefully everybody can see this slide here. I want to hit kind of these points: shorts, long form, live, and questions. And looks like Martha has a question actually. So let's get to that question. Martha, personally, I do not pre-record anything um, on StreamYard. No, actually, never mind. I do. Yes, I do. Sometimes I will record something and then I will put it into StreamYard and I'll let it play for like 5 hours or so. So yes, I on occasion I do that. That's yes. Um, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, yes. Let's go ahead. StreamYard keeps on freezing momentarily for me. All right, so I want to talk about shorts real quickly. So shorts, they're great for subs, right? You can definitely get a lot of subs in with shorts. However, the issue sometimes with shorts is the type of sub that you're going to get who watches your shorts. They may not necessarily watch like your longer form videos, right? So, and that's okay. That's not the end of the world, because some shorts viewers, they will, watch your long form videos, but a lot of short viewers, short subs, they're only there for shorts, and that's that's just what it is. But I will say though, shorts are good to get subs. I will also say that what I've done recently, my shorts recently have done pretty well. They've gotten a lot of views recently, and they have pulled in a lot of subs recently also. And what I've been doing, again, like a 10 to 15 minute clip or so not too long, or 10 to 15 second clip, I mean, so not too long. And then I've been putting the word subscribe at the end. Now, it's obviously totally up to you if you want to do that or not. It doesn't, it's your channel, but I've just noticed recently when I put in subscribe, about the last maybe 4 or 5 seconds of my short, that I've been getting a lot more subs. But again, that's just me. So, all right, the next thing, and again, if anybody has any questions or anything, or has a different thought, just let me know in the chat and we can definitely discuss that. As far as long form videos, now, does anybody know in the chat? Let me know what do you think evergreen content means? Like in what does it mean to you? What does that word mean to you, evergreen content? Let me kind of scroll up in the chat here. Sydney Cat is saying, yeah, it does help with shorts. Yeah, with hitting that, saying subscribe at the end, or those like last 5 seconds or so, it definitely does. Again, making it like 10, 15 seconds or so, and adding some text to it. But yeah, evergreen content. Because long form is really the sweet spot with YouTube. Shorts will pull in subs. We're going to get to lives in a second, but long form is really where it is. Long form videos. But evergreen content, what does evergreen content mean to y'all? Okay, John, what you saying here? I have a question, but I don't want to offend anybody, but it's a question I don't understand. John, I mean, I don't know if it would offend anybody or not. I think we're all adults here, hopefully, and we won't get offended by somebody asking a question. Let me put it this way. If somebody gets offended by you asking a question, then that's a problem on them. So, this is my life. So if you want to ask your question, John, feel free to. I have no problem you asking a question. Yeah, I agree, Sydney Cat. If they get offended, maybe they need to be offended. Ask the question. Yeah, so ask the question, ask away. All right, as we wait for John to type his question, hopefully. So evergreen content is something that will pull in views, and it's something really, if you're wanting to grow your YouTube channel, that's something you really need to think about long term is evergreen content. Think of evergreen content as something that's not like connected to a trend or not connected to like a season, right? So as an example, I can always talk about my own experience with evergreen content. I'm a cat channel, right? So some evergreen content for me, some like evergreen videos for me would be, you know, how to clean a cat's ears, how to trim a cat's nails, how to introduce a new cat to others, what to feed a cat, how to clean a litter box, right? Stuff like that. So depending on what your channel is, you can think of different things that will help you with evergreen content. So Joax, when you say subs, I'm not sure what that means. Let's see John's question here. So why do folks heart and like their own responses to other folks' comments? I think, John, to my knowledge and in my opinion, what that does, and the reason I think people do it, or at least the reason I do it myself, is that's, as far as I know, that's the reason. At least that's my reason for that question. I do heart and like my own response. Yeah, I do. I don't know about everybody else, but I think it's a metrics thing. So, but you know, see what other people think in the chat. Why do you all think, you know, or do you have, you know, a response or an answer to John's question? If you do that yourself, I do it. I think it's a good question. You know, this is kind of a space where you can discuss things, you can talk about things, you know, because the only way to learn is to ask questions and to answer them. Right? You know, that's the only way you can do it. So let me kind of start pulling some answers here. So Sydney Cat is saying sometimes that she does. It's a participation thing, feeling like you are being interactive with others in chat. Okay. Jennifer is thinking that she agrees and that thinks it might show more interaction and that it might maybe help the algorithm, perhaps, engagement. As other people might be responding to John's question, I want to briefly talk about lives. Okay. So obviously right now I'm doing a live, right? And as it says on the little blip here, lives are great for watch hours. I think anybody who's been doing lives recently, Sydney Cat, I know you've been doing them. Bert, if you can hear me or if you're in the chat, you do them. Myself, I've been doing lives, and they definitely help those watch hours. So if you're a channel that you're good on subs, you're good on that 1K mark, but you really are struggling with those 4,000 watch hours, try to put some lives on. Try to do some lives, because you will notice they make a great difference in your watch hours. You know, something like this, I can maybe, I don't know, you know, you pull in maybe 20, 30, 40 watch hours, something like that, where, you know, lives are great for watch hours, but as you can see, the other part, they do need supporters. So for like everybody in chat right now, Cat Friends, Sydney Cat, Jennifer, John, Joax, Tranquil, Alan, if you're still in here, Patty, Martha, whoever is still in here, Joel, if you're in here, Bert, or the Berts, everybody in here, you need to have good supporters, because you can make lives But if nobody's there to watch them, then they're not going to really do anything. So you need supporters. And that's where, you know, a good group like the Modern Day Breakfast Club comes in handy, because you're going to have people that are going to kind of hang there with you and be supportive for you and be supportive with you. So it's important. Let me see. Sydney Cat is saying lives help watch hours. Yep. Yep. They definitely do. I have something more on watch hours though. That's a little example from another friend that's in here too. All right, let's see. What was John saying? Again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I look at it as personal. I can't ever imagine liking my own responses. Am I banished from here now? John, you're banished to Dogland. No, John, you're good. Like I said, as far as my streams go, John, my lives, if you ever have any question, ask it. And if somebody gets offended, well, then, you know, hey, it's life, right? But hopefully, as all being adults, we can talk through it and come to, you know, some kind of agreement or some kind of understanding with it, with these lives. For me, I like it because it you know, we can then have a conversation about it. Adam, can you do a tutorial from start to finish with StreamYard? Patty, I can, yes. Let me see, just let me look at the time, and I don't want to rush that, but let me see, I might be able to do that in today's stream. Patty, if I cannot get it in today's stream, I will do it next week though. I will jot that down, but let me see if I can squeeze it in today, okay? All right, excuse me. Let me take that off. All right, so that's kind of my little blurb. Shorts, they're great for subs. Long form evergreen content is key for long-term success. And then lives are great for watch hours, but you definitely need some supporters though to help with that, with the time, you know, to sit in there and hang with you for a little while. All right, and if anybody has any other questions, let me know. But I'm going to go on to the next slide. Okay, this is incredibly important to everybody. I think there's a lot of misconception still about this subject. You got to stop thinking algorithm. Whenever you say the word algorithm, instead replace it with the word audience. Audience, audience, audience. It's not algorithm, it's the audience, okay? So this is vital. YouTube doesn't push content, right? That's not its job. It's not pushing your content out to anybody. It's not. It just isn't. What it does though is it pulls, like this poor guy here, like this little guy, I don't know if you can see him, but this little guy, let's say that little man there who's struggling, he's pulling that cart, right? So this is just a little context. Let's say that that's YouTube, that man, right? That man is YouTube. And then let's say in that cart, that's all your videos, that's your content, right? So he's pulling content to viewers based on, and this is important, based on their watch history, okay? This is incredibly important. Hello there, Ray. Thanks for popping in. Drive safely. Where was I going? So yeah. So have you ever noticed on YouTube, let's say that for whatever reason, you started watching maybe some, I don't know, fly fishing videos, right? Let's say you watch like 3 or 4 fly fishing videos in one day, okay? Have you ever noticed like the next day or two, the next few days after that, that you start then getting more videos showing fly fishing? Just a question. Just let me know if you kind of notice that in the chat, or whatever you might be watching that's not something you normally watch, then you get more videos of that, right? I think everybody does. Sydney Cat is saying yes. So the reason that is YouTube is based off of your watch history, it's going to then recommend those type of videos to you, right? If you're watching, I don't know, think that there's this gigantic misconception that people have that YouTube pushes things out, but it doesn't though. It pulls content to people. It recommends content to people based off of their watch history. That's just so vitally important to understand. Because for the longest time, I thought that why isn't YouTube pushing anything to me? Right? Well, it's not that you get spammed with it necessarily, I don't think, but YouTube is just saying, hey, this person watched these things, so they're going to like to watch more of it. So you also notice, like, if you don't watch like fly fishing for a couple of days, then excuse me, then you're not going to get those videos as much anymore, right? So it kind of works both ways. Let me see, what is Jennifer saying here? So they recommended my own stuff too. Yeah, Jennifer, as far as them recommending your own stuff, I can only assume because you're a cat channel, and maybe I get the same thing, right? It'll like pop up on my phone, recommended for you, like your own video. So it's kind of funny, but I get that same thing. Let's see, so Cat Friends, I've gotten notifications about Cat Friends uploading before. Yeah, I have too. But that's your own content. But anyways, the thing I want to get out of this is just so everybody to understand that YouTube does not push any content. It doesn't. That's not what it does. TikTok is different. TikTok will push content out to viewers. YouTube pulls content to viewers. So that's just incredibly important. The other thing I hope everybody algorithm is audience. Audience. That's key. It's audience. It's people. It's not robots. Okay. Let me hit on to the next thing. This is something, let me see. Let me go to. Okay, so somebody in the Modern Day Breakfast Club, they were talking. Oh, and I wanted to talk, John, to you particular about community page, right? So if anybody is starting like a new YouTube channel, they're like wondering, is a community page? It's based on sub count, right? I've heard that. I think Maiden, I want to say, in the Breakfast Club, his new channel has like less than 100 subs, I want to say, and he said he needs 100 subs to get the community page. That is not true. That is just simply not true. It's based, as you can see here, it's based on setting up the advanced features in your settings. It has nothing to do with sub count. You can have 1 sub and you can have your community page. YouTube used to have it where you got to have like 1,000 or 500, but not anymore. Not anymore. It's not based on sub count whatsoever. And this is from YouTube directly. This is where I get my information from. I don't go to places that I'm like not aware of, or I don't go to Reddit. I don't go to those places. I go to YouTube for my stuff. That's the most important thing. I go to YouTube to find out YouTube information. Let me see. Yeah, so let me get here real quickly. John is saying I have suddenly almost 750 subs, but I don't know why. And then Jennifer has a very good answer. It's because people like your content. Exactly. YouTube, it's kind of crazy. YouTube in a way is hard, but it's kind of simple. It's hard and simple. It's hard in that you don't know like what people want in the beginning, but once you figure out what people want, what your audience wants, you double down on it and you keep on delivering that content to them, right? But it's simple that you just make good content. Okay, John, I wanted to talk to you about this. I looked at your community page, John, and I saw that you had about maybe 8 posts or so in your community page over the last year. My recommendation, John, is try to post more frequently. Maybe put a poll out there, right? And I think I was talking to you about this before. Maybe put some images of your cats out there. Put something fun that will get people to interact more with it, but you have to be consistent with it. It's not something you can't just put, something on your community page like every 2 months or every 6 weeks. You gotta, it's like anything else. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. You have to develop it. It takes time. I've been building my community page for the last like maybe 2 months or so, and I've been posting maybe once or twice, at least once or twice a week. Um, it could be friends content. Like here, yeah, it could be friends content, but you got to be consistent with it. It could be your own content. Um, you could be, like I said, putting up just pictures of your cat up. And I think people, and maybe like, I don't know, say something like you caption this post, right? It could be one of your kitties. They could have like some kind of funny pose or something. And, they say, hey, capture this. But it takes time to build though. I think Jennifer, if you're still in here, I think you got a pretty decent sized channel. I think you got like 6,000 subs or so, I want to say. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know how active you are in your community posts, Jennifer, but I think if you are active, you kind of notice the more active that you are in your community posts, then the more you're going to get out of it, right? Just let me know in the chat, Jennifer, if that's the case from what you see, if you are active in your community. I'll wait a few moments there, just as chat's kind of thinking on that one. Just curious. I also wanted to, as I'm waiting, if Jennifer hopefully is still on here. Okay, so let me see, what is she saying? Yeah, so yes, that is true. I try to post often in the community, but sometimes I forget. Yeah, that's fine. I do too. But the more active, the more interaction. Exactly. It's like anything else. The more you feed it, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, right? Like anything else. YouTube, it's a commitment, right? It's not like, for the most part, you're gonna like hit one video, 2 videos, and you're gonna have 1 million subs and 5 million views, and and there you go. It's a long-term commitment for the most part, if you're in it. Depending on why you're in it, though, too. Your why you're in YouTube makes a big difference. Veronica, let me see. What are you saying? I like to be tagged in your community tabs to notify me of lives. Yeah, I try to tag as much as I can. Veronica, I may not do that as much because you should get the notification regardless. But I do try to tag as many people as I can. It is time consuming, but John, let me see, what are you saying? There's a problem. I have work and pay attention. I love the interactions, but I am not able to go. And John, that's perfectly fine because, for you, I know YouTube for you is just something for fun, right? You're just, you're posting your kitties, I love you that you're posting, John, your kind of like your area where you live at. Those are very nice shots that you're doing. So it's not really a problem as long as you enjoy what you're doing and it's fun for you, right? That's where you get back to the why. Why are you doing YouTube? And I know for you, you're doing it for fun. It might change down the road where it becomes something a little bit more, hey, I might, get something, not get something, that's not the right word, but this might become something that's more than just fun. But for the time being, it's just fun for you. So, that works for you. Everybody's different on their why they're, why they're on YouTube and why they made their channel. Excuse me. Let me see here. What is Cat Friend saying? I don't tag too often because I feel like I'm being annoying. I think on that, Cat Friends, I think if people are gonna ignore you, they're gonna ignore you, right? I think a lot of people, they like being tagged, they like getting a shout out because it makes them feel good. They're like, hey, and it's something on like a personal level I need to start doing more of. I've seen people like, Cats for Nelson, her channel, Living with Ragdolls, her channel. and there's one other that what they're doing, they're shouting out other cat channels, and I think that's really cool, and that's something that I need to start doing myself, because I don't do enough of it, is, you know, saying, hey, go check out this channel, you might like it, you know, that kind of thing. John, you are absolutely welcome. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to try to help each other out and, you know, support each other, and you know, answer questions and ask questions, and just, you know, be here for each other. That's what this community is about. You know, I'm technically kind of in two communities. I got my modern day breakfast club community that I love, and then I have my my kitty council community that I'm good with too. Yes, Ray, I need to tighten up. I need to tighten up them screws. Let me see. Veronica, understand, John, I don't do much shorts or use the community tab. I work full time, and you know, there is one thing. It's okay. So here's the one thing as far as like time goes, Veronica and John, just as a suggestion, perhaps. You can schedule things in advance, right? Even shorts, you can schedule them in advance. You make a short, you don't have to post the short like right then and there. You can make the short, and then you can schedule it. So the reason I'm saying that is maybe like when you have a day off, if you have, I don't know, an hour or two to spare during a day, like a day off, you can then maybe make 5, 6, 7 shorts, because shorts take so small time, right? They take like literally a minute to do. At least my shorts do. They take very small time. But then you can just schedule them in advance. So just a suggestion, perhaps, you know, just, you know, food for thought, just something to think about. I wanted to talk real quickly, and I'll keep an eye on comments as they're coming into, if everybody has a question or anything, or I need to put up something. The thing about watch hours, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I wanted to mention my channel, and I wanted to also mention Joel and Spike's channel. The reason being, Joel recently, I think he maybe fell asleep, I'm not sure, but he recently did like a 21-hour live stream. And I was just curious. I asked him, like, how many hours did you get for that? And he said initially, I think he said about 40 plus hours. I'm like, cool, that's nice. But then he said, like, I think a day or two later, that YouTube took it down to like about 5 hours or so. And that's so discouraging, right? So it's like, it's hard enough sometimes to get watch hours, and then to have YouTube like pull or take watch hours from you, and them not to explain why. It's so irritating to me. I have the same thing. So when I do like these lives, they get X amount of hours, like after, like initially after, but then like a day or two, I always notice that maybe 5, 7, it just depends, hours just disappear. And that's like, I don't understand why. And I'm currently engaged in trying to figure out why on Twitter, because I'm tweeting to YouTube, and all they tell me is like, we're looking into this. We're looking into this. But that, and it's been, I've been dealing with them for like a week plus on Twitter, and I'm not really getting any answers, and it's kind of annoying. But saying all that, it doesn't discourage me, because I know these lives do help, and the more that you push, the more that you keep on, you know, grinding and pushing and making videos, you know, that time will come. But I've noticed that, Martha, you're saying that's happened to you too. So I would say, Sydney Cat, you heard the same thing from friends. So I would say, if you're on YouTube, and if your goal on YouTube is to try to get into the program, keep a close eye on your watch hours, because there's something funny going on with them, and I don't know what exactly. But it seems like they're you know, you get X amounts, but then for whatever reason, it's like they pull things from you, and that's so depressing. It's so depressing. Patty, can you explain this comment to me? Do you mean not having a live for more than 8 hours? Is that what you mean by this comment? Let me know. Let me know on that. Let me see here. I'm just kind of checking the chat, seeing what I can talk about here. Jennifer, that they pulled views from you. Do you know, like, is it, Jennifer, has it been like a significant amount of views? Or just curious? Let me see here. I'm just keep on going with the chats. Let's see. So what's up with Studio telling me I just hit 1,000 watch hours, but the earn page. Okay. So let me get back to this question real quickly, Ray. Okay, so let me show this. Let me show something. Give me a second, guys. Let me share my screen here. Just give me like 2 seconds. Share screen. Okay, let me share. Oh, hold on. Let me get the right thing. Yeah, so real quickly, as I'm pulling that up, yeah, short hours, yep, they do not count. So short watch hours don't count for anything. And then Jennifer, I'm wondering, just out of curiosity, I'm wondering if those views that disappeared, if those are from bots, maybe, right? They could be a bot watching them, and then they gotta, like, a couple days later, they gotta remove them. That's just a possibility, I'm thinking. I'm still gonna share something in a second, Ray, so don't worry, I'll get back to you. Okay, so here's another quick thing. There's a lot of different things going on here, and I'm trying to keep active with everything. Patty Fish, you technically, and kind of like Sydney Cat, you're kind of saying the same thing. To me, no. Here's the deal. I think a lot of you have heard that you're supposed to have, like, your lives no more than 12 hours, right? Or 10 hours or 9 hours. Technically, that's not true. The reason why is if you do a live and if it's over 12 hours, the only thing that's going to happen is, because it is over 12 hours, YouTube is not able to turn it into a video, right? If you notice before, if you have a video that's like maybe 10 hours, and then after it's done, after the live is done, you can then automatically, it'll turn into a video, right, on YouTube. If it goes past that 12-hour time frame, then YouTube, they can't encode it, and then it just won't become a video. It's like Joel, with your 21-hour video, Joel, YouTube didn't turn it into a video, right? Just let me know on that. All right, and just hold on. I will get to you, Ray, about analytics real quickly here. I want to show something. Real quickly, what are you saying, Martha? They do slowly creep up over time, but I'm not sure that you're good all. Yeah, that's a good question, Martha. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out with those watch hours too. Okay, let me share my screen here. Let me remove this, so it'll be big me for a second, and then I'm going to share something. Share screen, and let me share this. Okay, so let's go on to my channel here for a second. Let me go into analytics. Not analytics, let me go into earn, I mean. This is why I didn't want to share this. I wanted to share it on Firefox. Hang on, guys. Can I share it on Firefox instead? Let me stop sharing that for a moment. Just give me a second. Okay, I don't want to share. Oh, this is what I need to do. Okay, let me. Let me pull this over here. Okay, and then let me share this screen. Okay. Okay. I think this is what I wanted. Let me go into the studio. No, that's still not what I wanted. It doesn't show it on here. That's okay. It doesn't. It's not going to show it on that. All right. Let me get back to that question that you were saying, though, Ray. So on your cell phone, okay. Let me see if I can make this big enough. Let me remove that. And okay. So on your cell phone, take that out. YouTube Studio, right? Now, with YouTube Studio, hello Danielle. Thanks for popping in, friend. If you go to your dashboard here, okay, on your cell phone, you see where it says watch time, right? Watch time is 383 hours, right? Okay, I'm going to click into that. And I'm going to click into it one more time. And I'm going to go here. So it says my watch time for the week, right, is 106 hours. Okay? That's what it's been for me for this week, this last week or so. Okay? Now, you'll notice if I go back to the main screen, let me go back to dashboard. That 383 hours, that's just for the last month, okay? So that's just for the last 28 days. So that number is gonna look different than when you go to your Earn tab, okay? So if I go to my Earn tab, let me scroll up. If I go to my Earn tab here, right? Here you can see my watch hours are actually 662 public watch hours. That's for the last 365 days. So that's why those two numbers are different. If you're still on here, Ray. So that's why they're going to be different. So your public watch hours is 662, but your dashboard watch time for the last month is going to be 383. Now, here's something that unfortunately I don't know, which can confuse these numbers. I don't know if the number here, this 383, is including shorts, right? Even though shorts, that their hours, they don't, let me get that light out of your guys' eyes. The short hours, they don't count for watch hours, but I wonder if they count like on this screen, right? They maybe they count on that dashboard screen, but they definitely they don't count on your let me get this back up, on your Earn screen. Probably the biggest reason on why you're seeing two different numbers, just as a possibility. Obviously, I'm not an expert. You know, I find that kind of funny. Anybody who calls themselves a YouTube expert, I would be careful, or a YouTube guru, I would be careful, because YouTube expert is like an oxymoron. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a YouTube expert, to me at least. But hopefully that answered your question, Ray, kind of. Let me see here. Tranquil, my watch hours are horrendous. Nobody wants to watch my videos. I don't know what to do. Tranquil, I think we suggested this before. Maybe try to do like a live. I know you have the Wi-Fi issue, right? So maybe try to do your live somewhere around your home. And I guarantee you, Tranquil, if you start doing some lives, the community will show up for you and they will support you, and they hopefully will get those numbers up. And it looks like Jennifer here is just saying that she'll help run and play your playlist later tonight, so that'll help you with some support. And then, yeah, Ray. So I've only been doing this since July. My earned watch time is, yeah. So Ray, that's what I was talking about. So your earned watch time, like your total watch time for the last 365 days is 249. And your 347 is for the last 28 days. Yeah. The only thing I don't know, Ray, though, is I don't know if like shorts hours are in there or not, even though the thing that's frustrating with shorts, they don't count as watch hours. So, you know, I don't know if any of you ever go like into your analytics for your shorts, and if you look through it, it has short watch time, right? Like the hours. So like, for example, let's say I just go into my latest short and I go into the analytics and I go into engagement, right? So this is the short that I posted this morning. What's crazy about it and what's irritating about it is, even though short hours, sorry, there's a bit of a glare here. Try to make that better. Even though short hours don't count, it's like, why are you posting short hour or watch time, YouTube? If these don't count, then why even have that on there? It's just, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of irritating. It's like, don't have your watch hours on here, right? If they don't count for anything, then don't put watch hours on there. It's irritating to me. It's like, what's the deal, YouTube? You know, do they count or not? If they don't count, then don't put them on here. It's like, it's misleading people somewhat to me. But I don't know. That's just me. Jennifer, I appreciate you popping in. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in here, Jennifer, but if I'm gone by the time you get back, I appreciate you popping in and feed all them kitties that you got. I appreciate you. Yeah, Tranquil. It is confusing. And then again, I need to try to figure out if, because then I can let everybody else know that's in this group and others, like, you know, to the watch time that you see on your dashboard, is it the same that's on like the earn page or what, you know? So Ray, let me just, and then in YouTube Studio, it shows you how impressions count towards watch hours. I don't know about that part, Ray. I'm not sure in that part. But hopefully, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any, I don't know, anything they want to mention here? I got a few minutes before I got to go. I usually have that quick cutoff time, you know. I try not to go much past 6 o'clock, but you know, if you have a question, something to discuss, just let me know in the chat. Because, you know, I want to try to, you know, be part of a group that's helping others get whatever their goals might be. And to me, making good content is in the end, it's the key. It's good to have good supporters, definitely, but you got to make that content that people want to watch. You got to figure out what that content is, though, a little bit. That's the tricky part sometimes. So on something like that, I would recommend, you know, just look at your analytics and find out what videos do well, and then double down on them. And I would definitely check his channel out. Let me type it in the, or actually, let me do this. Let me hang on a second. Let me go and find something real quickly. I would just recommend him. He has a lot of like common sense stuff, and he has a lot of let me try to find him here. Where are you? Somewhere in this stuff. M. I swear I can spell usually. Or let's see. So here. Let me try to copy and paste. Copy, And let me paste it in StreamYard. Hopefully that copied properly. But that would be somebody I would recommend, Nate Black. He has a lot of good stuff. Yes, you are correct, Martha. Shorts only gives you views and subscribers. There are watch hours do not count. I kind of wish they did because it's kind of more fair, but okay, John, what's your question? So I don't think you got to worry about offending people here. All right, so as John is typing his question, if anybody has any other questions, just let me know. Pull that back. Yeah, Martha, that's something I'm not sure. I hope not, because then that's even more deceiving if your watch hours are showing you short hours also, right? Instead of just actual hours from live streams or from videos. I hope that is the case too. Hopefully it's the case. Real quickly was, as always, you know, my favorite color is blue. That's a tough question, but it's blue. But what I wanted to say, I'm always, you know, as everybody knows, I'm a cat channel, and as everybody knows also, you know, my cats are my passion, and I do have a lot of experience in cats. So if you ever have like a cat who's having some kind of an issue, who's having, I don't know, some kind of just behavioral problem, please feel free to like leave me a comment on one of my videos that, hey, I have a question or I need some advice. That I will definitely get back to you, because long term for me, YouTube is not a financial thing on my part, but it's a way of building up a clientele of, you know, other cats owners. I don't like to use that word owners, but other cat parents, and then helping them. So, you know, that's kind of my thing. So always, if you ever have any cat issues, just please hit me up and let me know, and I'd love to help. Let's see what John is asking. I moved to the countryside to get away from all of the urban and suburban stuff. I am just not part of anything anymore. It's hard. I like the social interaction, but I like my personal country space. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure where the question really is in that one, John. I mean, if you like your personal space, hey, I'm with you there. I may not live in as small as a town as you do, but the town I live in, John, there's like 4,000 people that live in the town I'm in. We have to drive like 20 miles to get to see anything, basically. So I'm with you there. I kind of like my personal kind of space too. It's good. We're, you know, got like an acre plus that we live on, so I'm all about that. Oh, and that's the other big thing too, just real quickly. So another way to kind of get people to connect more to your channel is by showing you, right? Kind of being, well, you're on camera, by the way, just letting you know, is being more vulnerable with your audience, and kind of just showing more about yourself. Just as a heads up, just as something people like the authentic real, and that's something you do good with, John. So maybe, I don't know, again, your call, just maybe every so often, maybe popping yourself in front of the camera and saying, hi world, you know, it's me. People like that, I think.